Revenge films.
My name is Hannah Williams, 29 years old. 1 year ago, I got married to my husband, Jonathan, and we live together in a rented apartment. We don't have any children yet. I first met Jonathan on a dating app, and that's how we started our relationship. Because we were both looking for a partner to marry, we only dated for about 3 months before we got engaged and then married. It was a really fast marriage, but that turned out to be a huge mistake. I'm not sure that all marriages need to be after dating for a long period of time, but I learned painfully from this experience that if you don't spend a good amount of time together, it's difficult to know whether you are a good match for each other or not. Little by little, as we started to live together, I had more experiences where I realized that Jonathan and my personalities didn't get along well, and any romantic feelings between the two of us started to disappear. Thinking back now, I honestly don't know why I got married to him, and I deeply regret it. But at that time, I got carried away, and I was so excited to meet somebody that also wanted to get married that I was blind to Jonathan's true nature. But I think that he and I had our differences from the beginning, and very soon after we got married, our relationship went to hell. That being said, it's not like we were screaming at each other every single day. It was more so that Jonathan was harassing and abusing me in the most insidious ways. The one I especially hated is how he started telling me that I had no presence and insulting me, taunting me any chance that he could. Even when I tried to talk to him, he would ignore me completely, or he would purposely blow his cigarette smoke right into my face, or bump into me. Whenever I would get upset about that and say something, his response would always be,
"You have no presence, and you're like a rat in this house. I didn't even know that you were there."
And then he would laugh in my face. But I didn't want to argue with him anymore, so I felt like I had no choice but to bite my tongue and tolerate it. But my stress levels every day were indescribably high. I felt like I was walking on thin ice in my own home. However, at that time, I didn't have the thought to divorce him straight away. We had just gotten married, and I thought that maybe there would be an opportunity for us to start fresh. And even if we were to get a divorce, I would have to find somebody new again, and all the different scenarios were going through my mind. But then one day, an incident occurred that broke the camel's back, and I could no longer tolerate this anymore. It happened one day when it was time for dinner. Our kitchen wasn't very big, and it was so tight that if you're not careful, 2 people in the kitchen meant that you would be bumping into another. At that time, I was putting boiling soup into the bowls, and just as I was about to bring them over to the dining table, Jonathan and I bumped shoulders. It wasn't rare for Jonathan to purposely bump into me, because he was always doing that on a regular basis. And on that day when that happened, it was very clearly on purpose again. However, when that happened, the hot soup spilled onto Jonathan's feet.
Ouch! That's so hot! What the hell are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? You're the one that purposely bumped into me. This was your fault, Jonathan.
Excuse me? Ugh, you gotta be kidding me! Damn it!
Jonathan quickly went off to the bathtub to go and put his feet under cold water. But apparently, when I told him that this was his fault at that moment, apparently those words really rubbed him the wrong way. Starting the next day, he started using those exact words and harassing me in even more terrible ways. At first, they were small. When I was in the bathroom taking a bath, he turned off the lights on me. Or, if I was watching TV, he'd grab the remote and start flipping through the channels. If it was childish little things like that, they had happened a lot until now, so I was somehow able to tolerate them. But then, things escalated. Anytime we would pass each other in the hallway, he would purposely full-body bump me and then say,
"Oh, I didn't see you there. You have such a little presence that I didn't notice. But that's your fault, isn't it?"
If I was sitting on the living room sofa, he would throw a cushion at my face and then say,
"Oh, I didn't know you were there. Couldn't see you. But that's your fault for having no presence, isn't it?"
And his abuse started going from verbal to actual physical harassment. However, if I did it back to him and he became even more violent towards me, I didn't stand a chance against him. So I felt like the only thing I could do was to tolerate it. But then one day, as I was sitting in the living room watching TV, I suddenly felt a searing, burning sensation down my back. Ah! That's so hot! Ouch! I panicked and immediately turned around. But standing there was Jonathan, holding a cup of instant noodles in his hand and grinning from ear to ear.
Oh, you were sitting there? I couldn't see you. But that's your fault for sitting there, isn't it?
My entire back was burned, and that was the final straw for me. I couldn't take it anymore. Knowing that I wasn't going to do anything back to him, Jonathan used that comfort, and his abuse towards me only continued to escalate. After this incident, that was when I finally decided that I was going to get a divorce. However, I couldn't accept that he was getting to do whatever he wanted to me, and I just had to take it. I wanted to get revenge, so in order to get back at him, I started to come up with a certain plan. For that, I needed the help of my older brother, so I called him. My brother Kevin was a construction worker, but he was pretty big and tough, and on first glance, a lot of people were scared of him. He was the key to making this plan work. What I asked of him was to come over to my house on the following Sunday, dressed as a moving company worker. Because Jonathan knew what my brother looked like, I asked him to come in a disguise so that he wouldn't be able to tell that it's my brother. Oh, and also if you can, I'd be grateful if you can bring a couple of the guys from your workplace with you. If possible, the scarier looking they are, the better.
That's all fine, and I can arrange it. But why? What's going on?
That was when I told my brother all about the revenge plan that I had come up with. And when I was done, my brother was cracking up.
I see. That's a great idea. In that case, I'd be happy to help you, and I'll bring my boys with me.
He said, and so the plan was being put into action. I bet Jonathan wasn't ready for this. I hired a cleaning contractor for today, by the way.
Huh? What are you talking about?
We have a lot of trash piled up in the kitchen, so I just thought I could take it all out at once. And since it's going to be a lot, I figured it'd be easier to just call a contractor to do it for us.
Whatever. That's fine. But you better not touch my things and keep your dirty hands off my stuff. Hello. We're here to take out the trash.
The doorbell rang, and just as I had asked, my brother showed up in disguise. He had a towel wrapped around his head and sunglasses on, and he even had a fake beard on his face, so I didn't think Jonathan would notice. Standing behind my brother were 3 other guys, all quite big and very scary looking. Jonathan didn't seem interested in the slightest bit, and he didn't even look up as he lazed out on the couch. Well then, now it was time for the plan to be put into action. I couldn't wait. Thank you for coming. Well then, I'm sorry for the trouble, but can you please start in the living room over there? And I showed them into the living room. My brother knew exactly what to do and said,
Yes, ma'am. We're on it. All right, you guys, let's go.
And he raised his voice.
Hey, you better be careful with that. All of my little figures inside are going to fall over. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll be more careful. No! Ah! You're stepping on my foot! Get off! Oh, you were there? Sorry, I didn't see you there. But, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh dear, you were sitting there? You have no presence, mister. I didn't even know that you were in the room.
And in this way, my brother and his crew were messing with Jonathan using the exact same words that he was always taunting me with. And I truly felt redeemed from the bottom of my heart. However, eventually Jonathan was reaching his limit and he exploded and raised his voice.
You idiots! That's enough already! You better cut this out!
That was my brother's cue. And this time, my brother raised his voice and yelled right back at Jonathan. He took off his disguise and in a booming voice said,
You're the one who better cut this crap out! What? Wait, Kevin? What are you doing here? You've got some nerve messing around with Hannah like that all this time. Boys, take out this trash. What? What are you doing? I'm telling you to take out the trash. Did you not hear me? But I thought you're telling me to take out the trash, right? You're the biggest trash of all. So hurry up and take out all of your things and show yourself out. Didn't you hear me? Now hurry up and get moving. The truck is parked outside, so put everything in there. What? My stuff? My stuff? What are you talking about?
That was when I finally chimed in and delivered the final blow. I'm getting a divorce from you. We are done, so hurry up and get out. Surrounded by my brother and his 3 giant guys behind me, Jonathan had no choice but to do exactly as he was told. My brother and his guys didn't budge. They simply watched over Jonathan and forced him to pack up his things and leave the house.
Ah! It's so heavy! Hey! What are you doing? Taking a break. Hurry up and carry it out! But it's all so heavy! There's no way that I can carry this by myself! Oh, maybe you're hungry and you need to eat. Why don't we make him a cup of boiling hot noodles?
Oh, that's a great idea. And then I'll pour it all over his back.
I'm moving! Everything's in the truck. All right. Well then, let's get going. What? Get going where?
We pushed Jonathan into the car and drove the truck straight towards his parents' house. When we got there, I exposed all of the terrible harassment I endured from him to his parents, and we had them both take Jonathan and his belongings. Of course, when his parents heard all of this, they were furious.
What kind of a man abuses a woman like that? You're the worst! I can't believe this! A bastard like you is no longer my son! Hurry up and get out! You better not leave your things on our property either! Carry it all and get off my lawn! What? Come on! I have to carry it again?
I'd been recording all of the harassment that I had endured, so of course I was able to get a divorce, and I was able to receive a settlement fee. To this day, I'm really grateful to my brother and his friends for their help.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.